Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl The Done Elizabeth, and first of all, happy Thanksgiving, because by the time I get this video up, it will be Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for you guys for being so loving and supportive throughout my whole journey on this YouTube journey, and I hope you guys have an amazing time with your families. I hope y'all eat some good food, some good desserts, dive in, enjoy yourself, and yeah, I'm thankful for you guys. So today's topic is a topic that I feel like is very worthy of talking about. And today I'm going to be talking about dating before my weight loss journey and dating now. So without further ado, go ahead and sit down, do a little cleaning or whatever you're going to do while you listen to this video, and let's go ahead and get into this.
Notice your pain. Share it.
So, if you are new to this channel, my name is Done Elizabeth Smith, and I lost 154 pounds all naturally, and January 2022 will make 3 years since I've been on my journey. I was in the gym earlier and I was working out, and I had a conversation with one of my clients, and she was like, you should do a video about, dating then versus dating now. And so I started to replay a lot of the memories in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how times have changed. So I want to just talk a little bit about it. So let's talk about before. I'm going to kind of like skip from before and now. So right now I am in a relationship, so I can't really go into detail about dating now because I'm not really dating. When I started my journey, I was in a relationship, so it's a little bit different. But I can speak on the attention that I have gotten since losing my weight. So let's start first. So growing up, just some backstory. Growing up, literally, it took me forever to just love what I saw in the mirror. Like, just years of just not loving what I see, because I always thought like society rejected my image, and I had to realize that it wasn't for society to accept my image. I had to accept it, I had to love it, and I had to embrace it in order to really just truly love who I was, what I looked like, and who I was going to be. In order to grow, in order to change, in order to elevate, self-love had to happen. So this took some time. Like, a lot of people yell out, oh, love yourself a little bit more, but how do you do it? What do you start? It is a process. Like practicing self-love for everyone looks a bit different. So I can honestly say I had to learn to embrace my flaws. I had to dress myself up. In a sense, I had to expound all those materialistic things just to make myself feel better. And once I started to kind of get myself going, dressing myself up in the ways that I wanted to look, then eventually it started to all come together. The inside started to mold what was going on the outside. So it was definitely a process. So thinking back for when I was younger, literally I only had 2 boyfriends my whole life, y'all. I kid you not. Well, the first one don't even count in my book, but I only really had 2 boyfriends now. The one I have now, we've been together. We'll have been together in February, makes 3 years. So we've been together for a long time, but we kind of was on and off talking when we was in middle school. So it's kind of like years of just history, blase, blase. So I know that growing up, I remember when I was in elementary, I had a couple of boyfriends, but this was before the time where people started to be mean, people started to be cruel. It wasn't until I got to middle school where people just was acting ugly. Like, I never realized that people bullied, people talked about people. So in elementary, it was just, little petty stuff. So now as I started to get older, in middle school, y'all, I can honestly say I was so naive to things. Like, I didn't had boys that really, really, really liked me. Well, at least in my eyes, I thought liked me. But when they got around other people, they act like they didn't. That's not what they wanted. Like, they, because in society's eye, smaller women are more attractive, and bigger women, you get clowned for talking to a bigger woman. And now in this day, it's more accepted versus when I was younger. So, matter of fact, let's do a short story. So it was this boy that I was talking to, and literally head over heels, bother me every single day, all day, every day, bother me. Will literally bother me to death. And then But then when people say, "Oh, you such such, you like her, you like such such," nah, I don't like her. Or some days he'll be like, I don't like her fat A word. And so then that type of stuff will hurt my feelings, because I'm like, okay, when we behind closed doors, I'm this and I'm that. But then when we in public, I'm nah and I ain't that. You know, I ain't that in a bag of chips. I ain't that. So that type of stuff will really make me start to think like, okay, it started to kind of like mess with my self-confidence. So I'm like, okay, maybe being big not cute. Like, maybe being big is not what the boys like. And when I was young, I just wanted some attention. Like, I just wanted somebody to just give me some attention that I saw other girls getting. And sometimes, like, now that I'm the size that I am, baby, keep that attention, because it's just extra. Because, like, okay, so let me say this. So when I was bigger and a boy would try to come talk to me, I'd be like, oh, you know, most men don't like big girls, so maybe he really liked me. Maybe he really liked me because he's trying to talk to me. That's how I would think. And versus now, when people come try to talk to me, I'm like, oh, okay, now they only want to talk to me because of how I look, my body. And I can honestly say, baby, I was fast, okay? I was fast. I was into the boys. I like to do what I like to do. I like to talk. I like to flirt. I was fast. So thank God I don't have the body that I have now back then, because I probably would have been in a whole lot of trouble, okay? So thank God timing is everything. But another backstory. So I was in college, right? Y'all, this is a story for y'all. I was in college, and it was this boy that played on a football team. And one night, we had just made it back home from the club. We used to go to 6th Street, have a good time. One night, we had just made it back home from the club, and he slid in my DMs on Twitter. But this had to happen a couple of times, him sliding in my DMs on Twitter or whatever like that, trying to do what he was trying to do. And so, but then when we got around a whole bunch of people, he tried to act like he ain't know me. Or one day he tried to do a big old scene, try to act like he ain't never tried to talk to me, like he ain't slide my DMs, and then he ended up blocking me on Twitter. So I started to sit and think, like, what is this about? Like, we too old for this. And I honestly started to just think how, in a sense, like, some men truly and honestly like bigger women. And then you have some men that just want to test it out to see what it hit for. And yes, it hits good, okay? Just FYI, it hits good. And then you have other men that just think you desperate. Because, you got some men out here that just trying to get it in. And you got them that just really think you desperate, and really you think that you insecure and you will settle for less. And so this is my advice to everybody. Like, if you struggling with your self-love, do not let your insecurities make you be desperate. Because if a man sees your weakness and he sees that you don't love yourself, they'll literally try to do anything because they feel like that'll make them feel good. Like, oh, okay, let me talk to her because she'll boost my confidence. And it's only insecurities from themselves. They're like, oh, let me talk to her because she don't really love herself. She'll do anything I say, and I can do whatever I want with her. Da-da-da-da-da. And literally, that's how they think. And the reason why I know that's how I think, because there have been times where I've been desperate. There have been times where I just took anything because I felt like, oh, I ain't never had no boy that looked this good, so let me take whatever he could give me. And no, that's not the energy to have. And so honestly, I can say now that I get so much more attention. And literally, y'all, when I was younger, I crave for this attention. So now to be getting it, it's like, ew. Like, it's not even what's up, because like when you can feel the energy when a man, like when I go out, it's just so different. When I go out now, sometimes I don't have to pay for anything. One time I was in a club, this man gave me his whole debit card to pay for my drinks. And I was like, wow, like I never got this energy before. So it was just all so new to me. And it just made me sit and realize how, sometimes when you doing stuff like this, you losing weight, you got to do it for yourself, because the attention gonna come. I was getting attention when I was bigger, but it wasn't the right attention. I'm getting attention now that I'm smaller, and it's still not the right attention. So it's just like, either way I go, like I still got to focus on me and do me, because this attention that I'm getting, baby, it's too much for me. It's a little extra, and I'm not really feeling it. And I'm in a whole relationship. People like they in a whole relationship. I'm in a whole relationship now. So that's one thing that I can honestly say that has changed, like just the attention. I remember one time, this was at South by Southwest in Austin, because y'all know I went to UT in Austin, the University of Texas Austin. South by Southwest, I was walking down the street, minding my own pretty ass business, okay? I was minding my own business. And we walking by, I was with my friends, and then I hear this guy goes, She got the face, but not the body. And I just thought to myself, like, what was that to even say? Like, I'm over here minding my business. What was that to even say? And so that goes back to the fact that you really gotta love yourself. Because sometimes people could say some mean stuff. Like, growing up, I used to get bullied all the time. I used to go to school, be walking around the school, minding my business, and just getting ranked on, just getting talked about, called fat, this, that, just because I'm doing me and doing what I'm doing. And so it's like, really, you really gotta focus on being in love with yourself and not worrying about what other people gotta say about how you look, what you wear. Just do you. And especially when it comes to these men, like, I done been in a position where I done talked to guys, did what I did, and then, like, it'll be to the point where I thought that they really liked me, and then we did what they did, and then I wouldn't even hear from them. So then I had to sit and think, like, okay, done. You just got used. And so either you gonna learn from this or you gonna keep letting it happen. And that's something that I didn't want to be. Like, it took so long for me to love myself. So I'm not gonna get to a point where I love myself so much that I wanna just let myself go, let myself do this, and give myself away to people that don't even deserve what I have to offer. You gotta think beyond that. Like, of course, we women, we have our urges. We wanna do what we wanna do, just like men do what they wanna do. But when you do what you do, you gotta own that shit, okay? You gotta make sure that you walking around the room and you know you the baddest one in the building, and what everybody else in the background gotta say about you don't have nothing to do with what you got going on. And when y'all start meeting these men and y'all talking to these men, especially when you during your weight loss journey, watch out for them, because they already got their eyes on what you will become. You have to watch on people that's coming into your life just to dig, just to grab and dig out what you have to offer. They don't want you for you. They just be wanting for what you have to offer. And you have to really just sit back and think, like, am I willing to give myself away? Like, is this worth it to give myself away? Because if I can go back in time and change some of the stuff that I did, some of the people that I communicated with, it will be totally different. But like I said, you have to learn from your mistakes. Let me tell y'all, losing 154 pounds just gave me a whole bunch of unwanted attention that I did not need. And if I was getting it when I was bigger, I probably would have been in a whole lot of trouble. So that's why I say, like I said earlier, timing is everything. And like I said, you really have to just be true to who you are, trust into yourself, because, baby, child, I done been through some things with some men, okay? I'm young. I'm only 22 years old, and I done seen so much. That's why I'm glad I'm settled down right now. I'm chilling. I'm doing me, and I'm in a good relationship, because I don't have time for all this extra, all this back and forth, doing all this and doing all that, baby. Like, I don't have time for that. So, with the whole gist of it, y'all, if a man wants you and he love you and he loves what he see, he loves what's on the inside, you will know it. And just try to not be so naive about things. Like, sometimes, like I said, it was to a point where I literally would accept anything from a man because I was insecure with myself. It's like, oh, you know, like another story, y'all, and then I'm gonna end this. Another story. It was this one boy. I was in middle school. It was this one boy. He went to this other school, and I said, "Oh, this boy is so fine." I said, "Baby, if one day," I said, "if the day come that he ever decide he want to talk to me, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, do this, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be ready." That is out of that. So then I get to college, y'all. It's like 2-3 years later. I get to college. He slid in my DM, and I just sat down and thought about when I said what I said. So I was like, okay, let me give him a chance. By that time, I was in a whole different space. Like, babe, I'm not finna be messing with nobody that's just trying to use me or get what I got in between my legs. Nah, I'm over that. I'm past that. So, slid in my DMs, right, y'all? Then, in the conversation, it was like about this, being nasty, talk about this. We ain't even had no civilized conversation like, what's your favorite color? We didn't even get to what's your middle name, what's your favorite color. He just jumping straight to the nasty. And I told him, that's not what we about to do. And then, after I told him that, what he did, he went on about his business, because that tell you right there, that's all he wanted. He didn't want nothing else from me but what I had between my legs. But it took me to realize that I can't just you can't just be letting people get all up in your business and they ain't trying to be on that level. Like, you gotta know that you have a standard, and don't ever try to settle yourself. Like, if you have a high standard, people will say, oh girl, you ain't gonna never find no man because your standard's too high. Girl, please, a man ain't gonna never find you. So don't ever try to lower your standards for these men, because they want what they want and they like what they like, and they gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, you gotta focus on you. You gotta worry about you. Don't, like I say, I know I'm rumbling in circles, y'all, but don't be letting them get up in your business, and they ain't trying to take you to the next level. They ain't trying to elevate with you. They ain't trying to do nothing. Have your fun, but still focus on the big picture. Like, is this protecting my energy? Like, do he really want me for me? And you know, like, a woman's intuition is never wrong. Like, you can feel that energy when you're around somebody. And like I say, if I could go back and change so many things, I'll be like, done, girl, don't even play with that boy. Like, the very first boyfriend I had, we was talking. I was so desperate. We was talking, and I would drop him off. I would drop him off at the spot, y'all, quote unquote the spot. And then once I went to college, this was right before I went to college. Once I went to college, it was like distant conversation, and then I start to sit down and think, like, okay, why every time I drop him off, I don't hear from him? You know, like, I'm just like, oh, okay. And then he'll wake up the next morning telling me he at work, he was at work all night, he was tired, he was asleep. And me being so naive, just want to be in a relationship just because I wanted to feel love, I'm just accepting anything. Come to find out 2 years later, when I was dropping him off at the spot, I was dropping him off at his other girlfriend house. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't be letting that stuff go over your head. Because baby, you can't be letting that stuff go over your head. Open your eyes and stay focused on you, not on nobody else. Stay focused, because like I said, nah, watch them. But I know I said a lot to say that. Really, self-love is everything, y'all. Like, self-love will literally take you to the next level when it comes to just relationships, even friendships in life. Because when you treat yourself the way you would want others to treat you, like, it's a certain level of respect that you would want people to come with. Like, when a man come talk to me, you need to come with that respect. If you don't come with that respect, I don't want to even talk to you. Like, I don't even want to hear it, because I'm at this level in my life where if you ain't bringing me more positive energy, if you ain't bringing me stuff that's going to elevate me, then what are we talking for? You know, like, what am I wasting my time for? Because I can be single and do the same thing. I can be single and elevate higher. Like, don't be carrying on no extra baggage, especially when you on your weight loss journey, baby. You dropping weight, so you ain't trying to be picking up another 154, 160, however much you weigh, and putting it back on your back, dealing with extra problems that you don't need. Because losing weight, eating right, is already a task. We don't need no more extra stress. Peace. We need peace. We need good energy. We need good vibes. And protect your peace. Protect your energy. Put out positive, get positive back. Show the same love that you would want somebody to bring to you, to yourself. Because you come first before anything. You can't give to others and give yourself to others if you have not fully taken care of yourself. And that's something that I have to remind myself every day. Just from the past of me just not loving myself. Me just dealing with everything. Me being bullied. Me looking in the mirror and not even loving what I see, to a point where now it took a whole process of me just taking that time to really break down and learn myself. And even still today, I'm still learning myself. I'm still trying to figure things out. It's a never-ending cycle when it comes to self-love. Like, it's something that you have to nail into your brain and practice it every single day. So, I know I said a lot, y'all, but I just thought this video would be helpful. And I'm going to go ahead and let y'all enjoy y'all Thanksgiving. Remember, I'm super thankful for y'all and all the support. And y'all know the drill. With that being said, I need to make me some t-shirts, because y'all already know what I'm about to say. Come back and mess with your girl. Peace out.